Welcome to this YouTube channel. In this video we are going to talk about the top 10 golf courses in Virginia. Before starting this video, like this video and subscribe to our channel for future updates. The Blue Ridge Mountains are synonymous with the Atlantic state of Virginia, or the Commonwealth of Virginia, as immortalized by Laurel and Hardy in the Trail of the Lonesome Pine. Virginia is known by a variety of nicknames, including Old Dominion State, due to King Charles II of England; Mother State, since it was the first state to be colonized; and Mother of Presidents because 8 U.S. presidents were born there. Here are Virginia's top 10 golf courses. Number 10, the Virginian G.C. Bristol. The Virginian Golf Club is a fantastic member-friendly course that is laid out across undulating terrain in the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains. The fairways are large and forgiving, and many of the tees appear to play downhill. In 2003, the U.S. Senior Amateur Championships were held on the course. The fairways are routed around a residential area that has unfortunately grown significantly in size since Tom Fazio developed the layout in the mid-1990s, and it's a shame that so many massive homes tower so huge over a number of the fairways. The 235-yard, par 3 13th hole, which is placed in a natural amphitheater, is a case in point. The club built a 30-yard tunnel to allow golfers to travel from the green to the 14th tee, while preserving the environment, but it couldn't stop a massive home from being built just to the right of the green. Dominating the setting, the par 4 4th hole on the front 9, Highlands, is the most difficult. It plays downhill to a left-to-right sloping green shielded to the front by a combination of sand and rough, with out of bounds to the left. The par 3/8 hole is a beautiful hole on the outside half of the course, with the green situated to the right of a little pond produced by a natural spring. It's followed by a quartet of excellent par 4s. Number 9, the C.C. of Virginia, James River. Richmond. The James River course is one of the Country Club of Virginia's 3 spectacular 18-hole courses. The West Hampton course, designed by Donald Ross in 1921, is 4 miles from the other 2. On the main site, Ed Olde created 9 holes of the Tuckahoe Creek course in the late 1980s, and Joe Lee added another 9 not long after. In 1938, George O'Neill, who is credited with designing the Greenbrier course near White Sulphur Springs in 1924, made some changes to the course, and it was further modified before it hosted the U.S. Amateur Championships in 1955, where Jack Nicklaus qualified for the first time. During a comprehensive refurbishment in 1992, Rhys-Jones added his architectural imprint by changing bunkers and greens. Number 8, Trump National G.C. Washington D.C. Championship, Potomac Falls. The 2 courses at Trump National Washington, Championship and River, are both 1990s layouts designed by Tom Fazio and Arthur Hills, and are located on the Potomac River's floodplain. When the Lowe's Island Club sold the property in 2009, Donald Trump bought it, and after a restoration, the Junior PGA Championships were held there in 2013. The championship course's fairways begin on a level plain near the river, but they head inland about the turn, over more undulating, wooded terrain, and it is here that the most challenging holes are found. The 550-yard 8th, which doglegs left around water; the 220-yard 10th, which requires a tee shot across a meandering creek; and the 560-yard 17th, a water-laden par 5 that leads to a crescent-shaped green, are among the most memorable holes. In May 2017, Bernhard Langer created history at Serling when he won the Senior PGA Championship, becoming the first golfer to win all 5 senior majors. The 2-time Masters champion also tied Gary Player for the most senior majors with 9. Number 7, Golden Horseshoe G.C. Gold, Williamsburg. The Golden Horseshoe Golf Complex is one of the best in the country, with 2 challenging 18-hole layouts, the Gold and the Green, as well as a beautiful executive course called Spotswood. In the mid-1940s, a 9-hole course opened, which served golfers until 1963, when a Robert Trent Jones Sr. designed 18-hole course built. Around this period, the master architect also redesigned the previous 9-hole course, forming the Spotswood. In 1991, his son Rhys-Jones built the Green course, and later that decade, he returned to remodel his father's original Gold design. clearing out trees, leveling a few greens, and adding or eliminating bunkers. The construction was finished in time for the USGA State Team Championships, which were held on the gold and green courses, respectively. The gold is a compact course with narrow fairways leading to small, well-defended greens, with water playing a key role at critical moments in the round. Number 6. Ballyhack G.C. Roanoke. After completing No. 66 Kinloch, with its twin fairways, optional paths, and triple fairway ninth, architect Lester George jumped at the chance to construct it all over again on a site that would allow him even more freedom. Ballyhack is Kinloch on steroids, with massive landing areas, connected fairways, center bunkers, double greens, and a wealth of options from the tees and into the greens. Ballyhack, the Ballabunion of southern Virginia, is a wonderful blend of hard shots, rugged terrain, and vicious native roughs. Number 5. The Omni Homestead Resort, Cascades, Hot Springs. Seth Rayner was first contacted about developing the Cascades course, but considered the property insufficient. As Wayne Morrison and Tom Paul remind out in their vast, detailed biography of William Flynn. So William Flynn, a relative unknown at the time, got the job and made the most of it. Cascades' topography is stunning, and its bunkering is outstanding. Notably the cross bunkers on the 12th and 13th holes, both powerful par 4s. The 8th hole is regarded as one of the country's best short par 3s, and Cascades closes with a par 3, a rarity among top courses. Number 4. The Highland CSE, at Primland, Meadows of Dan. The Highland course at Primland is perched above a mountain plateau, overlooking some of America's most distinctive scenery, a deep river valley lined with tall rock spirals known as the Dan River Pinnacles. The green contours and bunkering of the course, designed by experienced British architect Donald Steele, are sparse, as though not to overshadow the setting. Steele routed holes through ridges, over chasms, down valleys, and into side slopes with the help of his then associates Tom Mackenzie and Martin Ebert, who have now created their own extremely successful partnership. Mackenzie and Ebert, always providing a safe alternative to every risky carry, because dense trees and deep gullies are enough of a hazard. There's a stretch of 3 straight holes 13 through 15 with no sand. Primland is the majesty of the Smoky Mountains. Number 3. Robert Trent Jones G.C. Gainesville. Robert Trent Jones Golf Club was intended to be the veteran architect's definitive statement on championship golf. It was designed by Robert Trent Jones and his longtime associate Roger Rolwich just before they tackled the ambitious and enormous Robert Trent Jones Trail string of courses in Alabama, with well over 100 gleaming white sand bunkers and the last 11 holes playing along the shoreline of Lake Manassas, including the par 3 9th with a peninsula green, the par 3 11th over a lake cove, and the par 4 18th over an inlet and up a lakeside bluff. The course reflects the philosophy Trent pioneered: heroic architecture. The President's Cup matches have been held at the RTJ G.C. 4 times, and it was a PGA Tour stop in 2015. Number 2. The Old Farm, Bristol. The Old Farm is a throwback in both of concept and execution. This site's terrain was so close to being ideal for golf that designer Bobby Weed staked it out in just 2 days. Traveling around the property in his rented car, the route follows the undulating contours of former farms beneath the Appalachian foothills, with holes hopping Sinking Creek a few times and bordering nearby hill slopes. Weed always gives a target somewhere in the distance, even if it's a lay of the land design with some semi-blind shots, to foster the old-style game of low, running approach shots. Bentgrass fairways are kept dry and firm, and most greens are open in front. Number 1. Kinloch G.C. Manakin-Sabot. Kinloch Golf Club has more double fairways posing options and alternate routes than nearly every other course on the 100 greatest, except perhaps No. 8 National Golf Links, because the only way to successfully establish bentgrass tees, fairways, and greens in hot, humid Richmond was to create expansive corridors to allow plenty of sunlight and air to the turf. George devised a long-term master plan of changes in 2016, which included the enlargement of alternate fairways on 9 and 11 for increased visibility and playability, as well as the elimination of heavy rough between bunkers and fairway boundaries. Improvements will be made in the future. What do you think about this video? Do let us know down in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.